To another Aussie Legends episode. Today we will be interviewing an amazing wrestler. She is the former ASWA Women's Champion, the MCW Women's Champion, the IPW Women's Champion, the OPW Women's Tag Team Champion currently. And today we will be interviewing the Golden Bati, Eugenie. Thanks for doing this interview.
You're so welcome. No worries. It's all good.
So,
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. How did you discover wrestling?
Through social media. You created a really great entrance video for Kulture last year, and all three of us thought it was really incredible.
Yeah. I said, how did you discover wrestling as a whole?
Oh my God, I thought you said us, and I was like,
thanks.
Sorry. Okay, bear with me because I'm also partially deaf, but
no, but I like
wrestling.
It.
Well, that is true though. That is how I discovered you. But wrestling I discovered watching with my cousins and family growing up as a kid.
What matches did you watch with wrestling?
Wow. I don't have any specific ones that I like to watch. But growing up, I always liked watching Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, Triple H. And then, now as I'm older, it can just completely depend because it'll depend on the wrestler.
Yeah.
And what kind of skills, that they have and the sort of matches that they can put on.
So how did you get into training in wrestling?
I got to a point where I wanted to look up or look into pro wrestling, see if there was anything in Brisbane, and which I then did a Google search so many years ago, came across Impact Pro Wrestling, and then called the number, which ended up being Josh on the other line, and it's pretty much, that's how it started.
Yeah, and you debuted against the veteran Frost.
Yes.
And you had the boxing outfit with the gold pants, the white singlet.
Yes.
What was it? What were you thinking when you made your first entrance into the world of wrestling?
In the moment?
Yeah.
I think I was just nervous the whole time. So all I kept thinking was, don't screw up. And be powerful. That was it. Don't screw up and be powerful out there.
How did you feel after the match? After, in the start, Frost was, ignoring you, and then he held your hand up.
Yes, that's right. He gave a sign of respect, which really left me quite elated. And there's just a lot of gratitude, I think, to be able to wrestle with a veteran in your first match. And for all the things that we do behind the scenes in training and preparation for it to work over smoothly, it was very gratifying to do my first match, that's how I felt after the first match.
What is your favorite match you've ever done? People should go back and watch.
Oh, wow. It'll have to be between Billy Mack and Erica Reed.
Yeah.
Fight to survive with Erica Reed, or if not, my second match with Billy Mack.
Yeah, you've gone head-to-head a lot and worked together.
Yes.
What was that relationship like, fighting her and then teaming with her and then fighting with her, teaming her, then winning titles together and then taking titles off each other?
It's the nature of the business.
Yeah.
So if you're fortunate enough to be in the ring with somebody that is as good as Billy Mack, and learn from wrestling with her and fighting with her, outside of the ring, she's a lovely person.
Yeah.
And somebody that I very much highly respect, as well as inside the ring. So I think it's been a growing experience, really, as a wrestler, to be able to be in the ring with somebody be challenged, pushed to your limits, you know, come back, have another match, and want to then level up. And realistically, I can only have respect for her for losing my strap to her. And then, you know, again, fighting again and winning it back. But in the midst of it all, for every single time that we've wrestled, there's always been tension, but also just the challenge. Like, we've constantly leveled up on each other, and I could not rate that enough. And then to be able to go out and wrestle beside her and win the OPW Women's Tag Team Champions. I mean, a year ago, that would have, you know, it would have been something probably a pinch me, I don't believe it moment. So I couldn't imagine winning a tag team title with anybody else other than her.
And what would be your dream match if you could choose, like, all time? Like, personal stipulation. Good Toa also had trouble with this.
Oh, did he had trouble with it?
Yeah.
It's a great question. I'm not sure. Are we looking at within Australia, or are we looking at it on a global stage?
Anyone.
Yeah, okay. I think ultimately, okay, I don't know if I can go about it in one way, but Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stipulation or just regular?
Regular.
And so I remember you made a video of you just walking down like a tunnel, and that was like the beginning of Kulture.
Yes, yep, I know which one you're talking about.
I got Toa's side, but how did Kulture become, in your eyes, like, how did that become a faction?
That was, I have not heard Toa's recollection of it, but it was actually an idea or creative, it was an idea that was started from Moko.
Yeah.
And then, initiated with Toa. And then from there, eventually me.
Yeah, and they chose you as the leader.
Yeah. Yes, yes. It was an interesting idea at the beginning, I must say. I was like, I don't understand.
What was it like just going to the tunnel and filming all the videos?
It's been so much fun. I think that's been probably some of the best memories created in that tunnel, and moments and highlights that we've all been able to expand our careers from in the last year.
And on good moments, like, Kulture ran IPW for a long time, like holding the IPW heavyweight, the unified, the women's title. What was that like at Santa Rumble, holding all the gold, walking in?
It's surreal. It's very surreal. I think looking back at it, it was definitely, we were so fortunate and lucky to be in that position. We've all worked so hard in different ways and come from different pathways and journeys in life and in wrestling. So for us to be bestowed that opportunity and to have that honor it's an awesome thing to look back at and know we were able to do.
Does it feel different, like, fighting with Kulture now to the beginning? What's the difference now after years, I think it's been, or 2?
Yeah, I think, wow, it's 2, I think, this year.
Yeah.
The difference is how much we have developed and grown and learnt in wrestling individually and outside, but there's also just so much trust and respect between all of us, and a sense of family, which allows us to, move in a way that's different to many other factions around the country and in wrestling.
Yeah. And what was it like going to Seabus Super Stadium with IPW? Because you had that video walking down the tunnel. What was that experience like?
Again, another surreal moment. I was very fortunate to be picked to be a part of that historical making moment for Queensland wrestling. I think, yeah, it was just nerve-wracking and exciting.
Yeah. What was it like hearing the news that you were going to wrestle there against, I think it was Worst Generation?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and Billy Mack. I think it didn't really sink in.
Yeah.
I sort of looked at it and I was like, nah, this is too good to be true. You're joking.
Yeah. And then the next day you were just walking down the ramp with a camera behind you.
Yep, exactly. Yep. I think I was on a high for a week.
Yeah. I was shocked when I heard the news too. So what about Certified when he joined the group? What was that like? Yeah.
Certified Poppy, man.
Yeah.
It's been fun. In my experience, it's been a lot of fun. And allowed me to, allowed all of us really to dabble into another side of culture as well.
Yeah, like spending a Christmas party, was it? Making the houses.
Yes. The boys did a gingerbread house making competition.
Yeah, seems Culture has a lot of fun with him, but maybe it wasn't always like that.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. He had to win his way over.
Yeah,
with all three of us.
Yeah, he had to fight Toa, Moko, in a fight to spend time with you, was it? And
correct.
Then got into the group. Yeah,
that's right. Yes.
Yeah, and can you describe the moment that you won your first championship against Morgan?
Oh wow. That was. I think the best way to describe it is it was a very full circle moment or experience for me. I had initially been away, like I debuted against Frost and then I got injured a few weeks later, which then led to me being away for 2 years and then coming back to learn, coming back and starting from scratch in March that year. So to win that strap was a very big payoff for me to everything that I had to kind of go through internally through the rehab, but also just it was an empowering moment as well.
Yeah. Were you feeling nervous when you walked back into the locker room? Did it feel different?
Not different, but definitely had a moment of light. Like it had lightness in the sense of it being a really, again, just empowering moment for me. So yeah, I think you always have the pressure that you want to make sure when you hold the strap, you leave it better than where it was when you initially won it.
Yeah.
So you think about those things, but you also just think like, okay, great. Like this has happened. Let's have a moment to celebrate and take it all in.
Yeah, and now you have 3 championships. That's the IPW Women's Championship, the OPW Tag Team Championship, and the MCM Women's Championship.
Yes. MCW, yes.
Yeah. What is it like holding all those companies?
Comes with great pressure, but it also comes with great honor.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you just take it one stride at a time.
Yep. And what was the evolution of the ring gear? Because you were like in the boxing gold, and then now you're like in red, you're in gold. What was the evolution like?
So initially when I debuted, I had a strong background in Thai boxing and had many years there as well in boxing. And so the first gear was a homage to to that background. And then the gold, initially, I honestly just chose those colors because I looked at what colors were not seen on the scene at the time and what would make me stand out. So I just went and chose the brightest colors you could think of. And then when I came back, I had a very different body due to just the way rehab works for ACLs. And so then I wanted to have something a little bit more fun and a bit more feminine. And then because I was coming in with more of a powerhouse build now, I decided to go with like a leotard. And I stuck to the initial gold and white. And then once I got the right pattern or the right style that I liked, then I decided let's dabble in some colors and have some fun.
Yeah. And where do you see yourself in the next 5 years in wrestling?
Oh, wow. Hopefully signed. If not finishing on top of the country at some point.
If you've seen it or you missed it, I got to interview RIP Josh. And we went through a bunch of wrestlers like we should keep an eye on. And he said, Eugenie and Toa, I wouldn't be surprised if I would see them in the main event of WrestleMania.
Oh, that's so lovely. He's such a supporting person in our lives, and we're very lucky to be learning and under his wing.
Yeah. And what is it like learning at IPW and like OPW, MCM?
Really great places. It's a lot of fun. Locker rooms are fun. People are great, and it's very professional. And yeah, IPW is my home, so I always have the ability to come step there and just be myself. Yeah. You don't get that often, so I'm very fortunate.
Yeah, and maybe one day you get to fight like Tony Storm or Bailey, Rhea Ripley.
Yep, 100%.
And there's one thing I do, like I'll give you one wrestler and you describe them in like the fewest words.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Toa.
Happy, charismatic.
Yeah. Mocha.
Oh, lethal, intelligent.
Okay. Certified Pappy.
Sorry, I'm trying not to laugh. Fast and cute.
Billy Mack.
Oof. Handsome.
Oh yeah. Jasper Lee.
And no, I'll go with handsome, and then I'll also say also she's very. I put her down as remarkable or unremarkable. I'm not sure which one's a powerful word there. Yeah, but you know which one. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
Mm.
And Jasper Lee. Her manager. Yep.
Cunning and annoying.
Jazzy Love.
What's the word I'm looking for? Trying to think of the word that I have for her. Yeah. Trying to think of the word. Powerful. And I'd like to say, I'm not sure what the word would be, but somebody to keep your eye out on, basically.
And Morgan.
Oof. Got me all out of my words here.
You did fight her for the women's championship. She's like last generation now.
Underrated.
Underrated.
And underrated, and also what's the word? Gosh, not one with words, my friend. But
I get it.
Yeah, somebody also to watch.
Yeah, and I got some fan questions.
Oh, okay, yes.
Ron N127 asked, how do you feel about the Jessie Love situation? At the end of last IPW show.
I will not say much now, but I will definitely be putting out a word to the public in due time.
Yeah, like Culture might be knocking soon.
Correct.
And the real writer asked, when will you return to QWA?
Very soon.
What is it like at QWA?
It's a great place up there. It's actually one of my highlights, and it's always a highlight for me to go there. And I think that it's a great company, great shows, and also just an awesome bunch of wrestlers and people there.
Yeah. And I remember in my first interview, I interviewed Chad Atlas, and we got on the topic of Culture. And at the time, he had Sledgehammer in his group, and I asked who would win in a fight, Culture or Worst Generation? And he said, well, Worst Generation has 5 members, Culture has 4 members, even a simple-minded person like you could figure that out. Now we're at 4 members and 4 members. Instead of asking, would you win, how would you win?
Easily. Yeah, that's how we would win. Easily.
Would you stop, would you join in the cheating, or how would you prevent that?
Nah, don't need to cheat.
Yeah. And is there any goals you want to set, as now you're a 3-time champion? Is there any other goals left?
Always. I'm a very goal-orientated and task-driven individual. I don't reveal my goals ever.
Yeah.
So hopefully my actions will speak enough for me to show what they were.
Yeah. And do you have any wrestling stories, like from the backstage or in the crowd, that are funny?
No. Yes. I'd have to think about that. There's always a handful of funny stories there with Toa.
Yeah.
We always travel and train together. I'm not sure which ones to pull out, to be honest. But just know that he's always somebody to have a fun time with.
Yeah.
Okay, here you go. This isn't, I don't know how funny this is, but actually, the first time I won the belt, so the first 2 shows after I won my IPW women's title, I forgot that I was a champion for the first 2 shows. So there's multiple instances where I packed my bag, gone to the show on the way, over halfway there. And mind you, it might be an hour drive for me back then. And then I remember halfway that I don't have the belt. And and then I've asked the boys if I could use their belt and see if anybody picks up, but nobody said yes to that, so I had to drive back and get the belt.
Were you gonna walk out with like the IPW unified?
Yeah, that was my idea. And they're like, "Are you kidding?" And I was like, "What do you mean? Surely they won't know." I'll just cover it.
Confusion, but make all the fans think they missed something.
Yeah. I'll just block the unified part.
Yeah.
And see if nobody picks it up.
Yeah. And also, is there anything else that's coming up that you're looking forward to?
Definitely. There is a ton of amazing shows coming up that I'll be very fortunate to be a part of. I have my first defense with Billy Mack for the OPW Women's Tag Titles.
Yep.
And that's next Saturday. That'll be really cool. There might be another tag title defense for OPW as well in early April.
Yep.
And then, I'm actually very blessed to have a lot of great matches lined up soon. Yep. So the 2 will hopefully be a follow-up and a match, and a big match against Jessie Love.
Yeah. And will we see Certified working with Kulture soon?
Yes.
Because the last time I heard, they was certified asked for help and Toa just messaged no.
Correct.
Yep.
We have spoken about it with him. Shouldn't happen again. So yes, would hope and think that there is some work coming there together from the four of us soon.
Maybe in the tunnel. Because I don't think that's happened.
No, yes, you're right. It hasn't.
And last question. Is there what would you say to your younger self when she made the debut against Frost to now? If you could go back. Hard question.
Maybe, yeah. There's some really fun times ahead.
Yep.
I'm proud of you. And I would say also get ready.
Yep. For something that's going to come up.
Yeah.
In like
yeah,
3
exactly.
weeks.
Yeah. I think that's what I would say. Yeah, because it's been a crazy year, or crazy 2 years since I've been back, and so many incredible milestones and marks have been made. So don't think rookie South would have seen that coming.
Yeah. And just seems like IPW and like all the other companies are enjoying and the fans enjoying seeing all the matches. And didn't you what was it like getting 4th place in the I think it's WA Best Women's Wrestlers of the Year in Australia?
It was a very gratifying accomplishment and recognition.
Yep. And
and
also in the same week coming 4th place in the Best Faction in Australia.
Yeah, that was very cool.
Did you guys celebrate? Cool. Or did you just take it, oh, this is cool?
Both.
Yeah.
We were both, yeah, oh, this is great. Like, congrats. We're, stoked because we did put in a lot of work, but we also made plans to celebrate as well.
Yeah.
So, and then, yeah, put our heads back down and keep working.
Hopefully get closer to the #1 spot.
Absolutely.
And thanks for doing the interview, and it was a nice chat at Santa Rumble. Would you like to advertise anything like merch, shows, socials?
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it, especially in a time like now with the cyclone going through. So thank you. Yes, very soon there will be a Kulture merch online shop. And then... You go.
Yeah, that's cool. I'll look at it.
Yeah. Thanks. Thank you. Yeah, no, I definitely will. I hope you do, and I hope everybody does. And yeah, with merch, you can always find one of my Golden Bati shirts at any show, which they're almost sold out, which is great. And Kulture, yeah, we've got an unlimited and some really cool stuff coming out this year that I'm excited for. And show-wise, well, my next one, if you want to see me, catch me at Pro Wrestling League, 15th of March. Billy Mack and I have our first title defense, which will be successful.
Definitely. Thanks for doing the show.
Thank you so much. Thanks so much, Joe. I really appreciate it. Had a great time.
Okay. Me too.
All right, have a good...
Long, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the awesome interview, and thank you for Eugenie for your time, and thank you for all the people with the fan questions. Thank you so much, and have an awesome day.